Hey guys, this is Snack Attack 8, and welcome back to Let's Answer Questions Part 6. This is the final video entry of Let's Answer Questions, which means this project is pretty much done. And what better way to send it off than with some Mega Man 2, which has some really good, really good frame rate. I don't know if it's always like this, but the frame rate's never this good on any of the other games I capture. It's just for some reason Mega Man 2 was looking off the chain. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, this is the last entry, and I'm not sure entirely how long it's going to be, because we only have 2 people's questions to answer, but hopefully we'll get... I don't know, hopefully it won't just be like a very short final part. Yeah, so we're going to start off here with Razor Sharp 29. His questions. First of all, he says he feels honored to be mentioned in the video, which he shouldn't, because he's the man and always leaves comments. And also that I look like a frat bro, which I did. So, alright, so let's get started with his questions. First we have, what is your favorite video game meme? He makes clear that the incorrect answer is arrow to the knee, which I would agree with. I'd say there's probably a lot of very incorrect answers, because most video game memes, I think something about the video gaming community doesn't understand that things are only funny for a certain amount of time, and then you can kill them very quickly. And I think that's the case with a lot of video game memes, that they've gone in that way. So arrow to the knee, no, and do a barrel roll, no, and the cake is a lie, no. Like, none of those are funny anymore. But if I had to pick one that I do enjoy, I would probably pick the one where Guile's theme goes with everything. Just because Guile's theme in itself, and I've always thought this, is just one of the most stupidly energetic, bombastically happy video game songs in existence. And it in itself is hilarious. And the funny thing about that meme is that it really does fit so perfectly with so many different things. And I don't know, I just think that one's funny. I like that one. And I like Guile's theme in general, it's just funny. So, that's what I would choose. His next question is, what is your favorite Zelda weapon/song? Which is, okay, technically 2 questions, but I'll let it slide, because I keep giving multiple answers to single questions anyway, so it's okay. And here, watch the most cripplingly awful, pathetic defeat to Metal Man. And by that I mean he beats me here. It's so stupid. I really wasn't warmed up. I kind of just jumped into playing Mega Man 2. And as you saw by the Mega Man 3 LP, I'm really not that great at these games, though I love them. But here's a really stupid loss to Metal Man. Okay, so favorite Zelda weapon/song. My favorite Zelda weapon, and I'm counting all items as this, tools I guess are also, I'm counting those too. But my favorite Zelda weapon is the hookshot, because not only is it just awesome, and I think the hookshot really just opens up for so much more exploration, and I think it's a very unique weapon. And I like how they've improved upon it, because if you remember in the first, in A Link to the Past and Link's Awakening, it's kind of just boop, and then they put it into third or the first person when they went to the 3D ones, and I don't know, I always like getting it and using it, and it's really fun. So that for weapon, and then for song, I think my favorite song in the series is probably the theme to the Stone Tower Temple, which is in Majora's Mask, just because that music is so fitting of the area that you're in, and it really just sounds because the Stone Tower Temple is kind of this, it's in the land of the dead, and the Stone Tower Temple theme just perfectly exemplifies that. It's creepy, and it's awesome because when you flip the temple, it all changes and stuff. So that theme, and then if you meant Ocarina song, then the Song of Healing is my favorite song you can play on the Ocarina. His next question is, what is your favorite Zelda sidekick? Which would be Midna, and I'm pretty sure that's everyone's favorite Zelda sidekick. I don't know, maybe some people like Tattle more, but I really liked Midna. There's really no contest even for that. Because not only does she have an awesome design, watch this garbage right here. I jumped. I pressed the jump button. Okay. I pressed the button! No. yeah, I really liked Midna's design. She looked really cool, and she had a really entertaining personality that developed, actually. Like, Midna changed a little bit throughout the story as you got to know more about her. And she was an important character. She really served an important purpose in Twilight Princess. And I really liked her dynamic with Link, and I don't know. She was cool. I really liked her. That was one of my favorite things about that game, was Midna. So that. What is your favorite RPG? If Pokemon, what gen? It's not Pokemon. I'd probably put Pokemon Yellow somewhere on my list of favorite RPGs. But it's really hard for me to pick my favorite one. That's one of the genres that I didn't really like back in the day, and maybe recently in the past 5 or 6 years I've gotten more into RPGs. So there's so many that I really haven't played and haven't been able to experience. So it's hard for me to give an answer to that question because there's just so many more out there that I'd like to try. I think one that really stands out, and I've talked about this a couple times in this project, but one that really stands out to me is Earthbound. I feel like I could call that my favorite if I absolutely had to. Just because of its weirdness and humor, and it just your favorite game should be something that stands out from all the others and isn't really like other games, and I think Earthbound is that. So yeah, maybe Earthbound, but it's really a close call. And his last question is, what is your favorite anime? My favorite anime, hands down, is Fooly Cooly, which I guess I've seen this referred to as an OVA, or original video animation, so I don't know if that's really an anime, but it's more than one episode, so I'm gonna count it as that. But as far as anime goes, it's really just unparalleled to me. It's got the most beautiful animation I've ever seen outside of like a movie, so in any anime I think. And it's just like manic and hilarious and crazy, and there's a lot of like references. See, look at this stupid crap. Like, I died on Bubble Man, or on Bubble Man's stage, which is almost as easy as Bubble Man is generally. But I decided to go with this anyway because I thought it was kind of funny. There's like pop culture references and stuff, and I like that Fooly Cooly moves at such a blisteringly fast pace that you might find yourself saying like, what the hell is going on sometimes, but you still love it. Like, I don't think it's impossible, if you're a fan of anime, I don't think it's possible to not like something about that series. And the more times you watch it, which I think is like, it's good for a series to have rewatchability. The more times you watch it, the more you catch in it. Because I guess the plot isn't really that developed in that series, but there's a lot of stuff there's a lot of themes that you'll understand more the more times you watch it. And it's only 6 episodes, so it's easy to rewatch over and over and over. And yeah, it's just awesome. I love it. Oh yeah, and the soundtrack is amazing. It's probably the best soundtrack in any anime, I would say, in my opinion. Which is all done by this Japanese band called The Pillows, and they rock socks. Yeah, so I would say Fooly Cooly, in case you couldn't tell. That's my favorite anime series. I like a lot of animes. That's something like, if you have one you want to recommend or something, just send me a PM and be like, Snack, you should watch this, it's pretty cool. Because I like to watch that kind of stuff when I have the time. And that's all for Razor Sharp, so thanks for asking me those questions, buddy. Let's move on to the second person, and yeah, we got time. We have plenty of time here. I think I may have recorded a little too much of Mega Man 2. But the last person is Sharp Barks. His first question is, what are your favorite Zelda dungeons? So I guess I'm just gonna list these off. Some dungeons that I really like in Zelda. I find it's weird. All of my favorite dungeons are from the 3D Zelda games. And it's not like I like those a lot more than the 2D ones. It's just I feel like dungeons are less realized in the 2D Zelda games. Because of, you know, graphical limitations and stuff like that. So pretty much all of my favorite dungeons are from the 3D games, but let's list them off. So, I really like the Forest Temple and Water Temple and Shadow Temple in Ocarina of Time. And I really like Stone Tower in Majora's Mask. And, in Twilight Princess, feel like I kind of am divided on the dungeons in that game. Some of them I think are pretty boring, and some of them I really, really like. But the two that I really like from that are the City in the Sky and the Snow Peak Ruins, because I think those are really a lot different than a lot of the other Zelda dungeons. And then I don't know if I'd call these my favorites, but I recently played through Skyward Sword, and I really loved the Lanayru Mining Station, which is the third dungeon, and the Ancient Cistern, which is the fourth one. So any of those, really, I don't really have a favorite. It might be Stone Tower, actually, which wasn't always my favorite. I used to hate that because it was so hard, but I like it a lot more nowadays. But yeah, those are some of my favorite Zelda dungeons. This next question is, do you like Portal 2 better than Portal? And this is a hard question to answer, because here's how I would say it. I'd say Portal 2 is technically a better game. It has a longer story, and I'm not gonna say I wouldn't say the writing's better, but there's they knew that the writing in Portal 1 was good, so they knew that people liked the comedy, so they put more comedy into Portal 2, and it is a funny game. And there's a really awesome co-op mode in that. So it's a lot more fleshed out than the first one. So I think technically it's better, but I don't think Portal 2 has or can ever have the same charm or impact that the first game had. So I think I would say overall I enjoy the second one more, but appreciate the first one more. They're both awesome games that I would highly recommend if you, for some weird reason, haven't played Portal yet. His next question is, what is your favorite current generation console? Which means obviously Wii, PS3, Xbox 360. I haven't played a PS3, so I don't really know if I'm qualified to answer this. Alright, I have played the PS3, I just don't have one. I really do like a lot of the games on the 360, but I also really like the Wii, so I think I might like the Wii a little bit more than the 360, but there's more games I've played on that, and there's a lot of 360 games, like, just so many that came out before I got the system that I still haven't been able to play yet. So, I feel like I feel like I'm not giving it the best. I don't have the best grasp on what the system has to offer. I'd say it's probably equal, maybe, between those two. And then his last question, and the last question of the entire whole project, is favorite Mario game. And I'm gonna split this into two answers because I want to kill time, and because I really do have two answers to this. I don't think it's possible to compare the 3D Mario games to the 2D ones. They're entirely different on the way you play them. It's just there's so much different about those two types of game that I don't think you can compare them. So then, going by that rule, I'll say that my favorite 2D game in the series is Super Mario World, and my favorite 3D game in the series, oh god, this is so stupid right here. Like, I get hit by this bat like 5 times. My favorite 3D game in the series is Super Mario Galaxy 2. Super Mario World, because I think it's one of the pinnacles of side-scrolling platformer of the whole genre. And it holds up so well to this very day. And introduced Yoshi and just defined a lot of what I think makes the series so great, as far as the 2D games go. And then Super Mario Galaxy 2, because it's kind of the pinnacle of the 3D platforming genre, I would say. Maybe not like the Collectathons. I guess that would go to 64. But 3D platforming is about more than Collectathons, I think. So, I think Super Mario Galaxy 2 is the best 3D platformer. And, I don't see how it's possible for Nintendo to make a better 3D Mario game than Galaxy 2. I'm not sure what they're going to do with the Wii U. I don't want to see a Galaxy 3, but I think the reason Galaxy 2 kind of existed is because they didn't really know how to top that. But, I think with the Mario series, at least the 3D ones, well, I guess this works for the 2D ones too. I like every new installment a little bit better than the first one. So I liked Sunshine more than 64, and Galaxy more than Sunshine, and Galaxy 2 more than Galaxy. So that's kind of how it works for me with Mario, because it always just seems like they're getting bigger and expanding. And I guess that goes with the 2D ones up until the new series, which I feel like haven't really captured a lot of the same magic, like New Super Mario Bros. And NSMBW, or Wii. And then 3D Land is kind of like a weird mixture of both, so I wouldn't really include that. But I don't know why I'm rambling here. Super Mario World and Super Mario Galaxy 2, those are my two favorite Mario games. And that's going to finish off the project, so we're just going to finish beating Woodman here, and I guess I'm going to say my goodbyes. I no longer have 500 subscribers. I'm kind of getting back up there as time goes on, but I still want to thank all of you who have subscribed and who watch and comment and like all my videos. It really helps me keep going, and I love to hear from you guys, and you guys are just an awesome fan base in general, I think. So thanks a lot, everyone, for giving me all these subscribers, and thanks a lot for asking me these questions. I've been Snack Attack 8, and I'll see you in the next video.